Hello, welcome to Phoenix Women Writers. I am Emily,
I am Rose.
and today we're going to be talking about location scouting for research for your stories or your nonfiction, whatever it is you are writing. So we are very, very excited about this. I'm very excited about this. I have been location
Yes.
scouting for years and years. I married into a family of filmmakers, and and so I have been ever since my husband and I got together. We have been location scouting, so kind of really good at this. So then, whenever I started writing, we would go to the locations where my stories were going to take place. Like back when I was doing my historical fiction, we actually moved to Pennsylvania where the first book took place. Yeah, he got a job there and we moved there and we went and we did the location scouting there, and it was amazing because just to be able to go there and look around and be like, this is where my story takes place, it's really neat feeling. It really is, because then you start to imagine it or envision it, things like that. So when we went to Philadelphia because that's where the first book took place, and different parts of the city. The beauty of it is, if you are writing historical fiction, the historical society or different places like that, you can go in there, ask them questions. They will love to talk to you. They love to talk to people who are doing things like this, who are writing stories or even nonfiction, anything, screenplays, whatever it is you are doing. They will be more than happy usually to talk to you. And so that's what we did, because there was this in Philadelphia, there was this old alley where one of my characters was at. And so I went in there. They had a little museum. I got to sit down with them. They told me where the society people would have lived at this time, at my time in my story, the early 1800s. So then we got to drive to that area, drive through all the old houses that are still there. And it just really, really helped. So we went to the location scouting for all four of those books. And then we've gone now for Lucy Divine, which is going to be published before long. And so, yeah, I know, I'm so excited. And so we've been going all over. So we went to all the Great Lakes, which is where Lucy Divine takes place. And people, you tell them you're writing a book and they're going to get excited about this and they're going to want to help you. At least that's been my experience everywhere we've gone. And like if you're doing a movie, same thing. Same thing. Even places that are gated, that are locked, contact the person who is in charge, tell them what you're doing, and a whole lot of the time they will be more than happy to take you on a private tour of the location. We've run into that as well. So yeah, that it's amazing how eager people are to help with things like this. I remember we were looking at one place a long time ago, and it was this old abandoned church, stained glass everywhere, gorgeous, but on private property. So we contacted the groundskeeper, and yeah, they let us come in. They let us take photos and video there just to see if it was a location we wanted to use. It was amazing. Yeah, but we love it. We love location scouting. We've done it all over the United States. And then my brothers-in-law have gone, they've gone, to the Virgin Islands and done location scouting for the pirate stories. And so, yeah, it's just, I love it. I love location scouting, just to be able to envision and imagine, and to, you get so many more ideas, I feel, whenever you're in your location where you want to put your story.
Oh yeah, there's something about being in a place, about that physical, tangible, like just there, that just adds to it.
Yes. Yes, I love it. I just, it's one of my favorite things to do. Our kids have all been traveling since they were born. So we load up, we hop in the car. I used to have it down to a science. I could have, back when we only had two kids, I could have all four of us packed and in the car in 15 minutes. Yes, I
That's
had this.
impressive.
Jack would come home from work on Friday and he'd be like, let's take a trip to the Biltmore, which, we were in Pennsylvania. He's like, let's go to North Carolina. So I would have us all packed and in the car in 15 minutes. So we've been doing this a long time, but no, we
I know
love
what I'm
it.
doing.
Yeah, we just, it's amazing because there are so many wonderful, great people out there, good people who get excited for you whenever you tell them what you're doing and you're able to talk about your project. And they usually want to help you. As long as you're respectful to them, they'll be respectful to you. So
Oh
that,
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's what
a
we've
lot,
come across.
yeah, a lot of people who work, especially the smaller, historical sites, they do it because they love it.
Yes.
It's not exactly a career money making
Right.
job.
Right? Yes, because we were in Delaware. We went to Delaware for one of the projects, and we got to go to the Historical Society, and they actually took us on a walking tour of
Ooh.
the town because
Ooh.
they're so knowledgeable, and like I said, they're excited to show you the area. Anything that can get more views, more eyes on their area, they are more than happy to help out with that.
More foot traffic means more money coming in, which means more lots of things.
Exactly. And you are not out anything to ask, not ever. Either call them up if you don't want to do it in person or go knock on the door, whatever it is you want to do. And yeah, it's been great. We we were in Pennsylvania one day and we saw this house and my mother is like, oh, that's perfect for my story. Stop. I want to go knock on their front door. And she did. Yeah. She did, this old Victorian house. She went and knocked on the front door and they actually let her in the house. Yes. So, like I said, sometimes you're not out anything if you ask. The worst they can do is say no. Well, if they say no,
Okay, well, thanks anyways.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. But you're still getting the images in your head, the view, you're getting the feelings of being there. And then you can, if you're writing fiction, you can start to see your characters there and how they act and everything like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, I haven't done really location scouting for my books, but when I was younger, we did a lot of early American history because my dad's job sent him to the New England area, and my mom and I would tag along. And while he was doing work, we'd go, we'd see Philadelphia, we'd go to DC, we went to Maryland, we went to Valley Forge. Oh my goodness,
Okay.
like oof. So there is something about even just doing it for yourself for history. It gives you a whole different view when you step into one of those cabins and you realize, oh my gosh, this thing is tiny.
Yeah.
Like Valley Forge is just tiny. The living conditions they were in, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, we were in Cave City, Kentucky a couple weeks ago. And so to be there where all the caves were and where different outlaws had supposedly hid out and things like that, it was really neat. So anything like that, that's history.
Oh yeah.
You can make it fun. You can make history fun.
Oh
we
yeah.
loved it. The girls loved it. My family loved it. And it was a good trip. So like that, we love anything like that. Anything I can make into a fun lesson, I'm all for.
It's like, let's have fun while we learn because
Yes.
it retains better.
Mm-hmm.
It stays better. But when
Yeah.
you're having fun, you learn more.
Yes, we love it. And the thing about location scouting is keep your receipts because you can do, if you're doing this as a job, you can do it as a tax write-off. So definitely keep your receipts for your location scouting for your stories. That is something else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So a slight addendum to this I'm going to add is, besides location scouting, hands-on learning is, because kind of like last time we were talking about, like, reading books and staying home. This time we're talking about going out and seeing and doing and feeling. Mm-hmm. Look around. There are places that do literally like camps for writers.
Yes.
For different activities. Archery. You're writing about a bowman. There, you don't necessarily have to sign up for expensive archery lessons. Sometimes there's specific, hey, here's an author camp where we teach all these different fighting styles. Mm-hmm. So you can get a feel of, okay, this is that. Like, I know there's one here in Texas that does, it's like I think it's like an 8-day or it's a 2-day weekend. Wow. Anything you want to know, they've got experts. They've got swordsmen, bowmen, like police, forensics, like any topic that you could think of. And it's hands-on.
Wow.
So you're not just watching someone with a bow, you're actually feeling, what does it feel like to pull that back? How would the aim actually look? So, along with, hey, touch, well, I mean, not really touch, because most historical places don't let you touch, but
Right.
you still get that feel.
Yes.
But, also look at what you can do to get the feel of specifics for what you're doing. You're writing a baker, well, grab a cookbook and, or if you got a local bakery, like a small family owned local bakery, be like, hey, do you mind if I, get a couple lessons, watch y'all, just, this is what I'm doing. I'm writing,
Yeah.
and it never hurts to ask.
That's right.
Be very much be okay for no, though.
Mhm.
They're
That's
going,
right.
well, I'm a writer and yeah, I'm going to get it. Yes. Expect to know, be pleasantly surprised with a yes,
Mhm.
and know that it never hurts to ask.
Right. That's right. Yes, exactly. Because anything like that, anything, if you're writing, about a tattoo artist, if you're writing about an actual, another artist, or even a clockmaker. That was one that we did research for. Yeah, and one of my stories was, it was one of my main characters is into clocks. I'm not going to go into too many details, but yeah, went and talked to an actual clockmaker, things like that, because they will give you different phraseology, different words, different things that you've
Yes.
never heard of, but they will
Yes.
explain it to you, and it's like, it's, you get it, and then you can add that to your story to make it more in depth.
Yes, definitely take notes.
Mhm.
Ask to record is usually preferred. I know some states you can do it without the other person's consent, but it's still a kind thing to do. If not, have a notebook, take notes.
Yeah.
Definitely take notes, because yes, there is a whole other, no matter what profession it is, there's a language that they have
Yeah.
that they use
Yes.
constantly that is not used much outside of their profession.
Mhm.
So you're going to, when you immerse yourself with that, you're going to hear it, you're going to feel it, and you're going to realize, oh, I can't just mention X, Y, and Z. I've got to add this in, because without it, it's not,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't say I need the thingamabob and the whatchamajig. No, you need the circuit wrench or the,
It's not Little Mermaid over here.
yeah, no. Unless you're writing a, Little Mermaid kind of
You're right,
character.
Little Mermaid. There you go. You're set.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, because you've got gears, you've got mechanics, you've got how they fit together, and
Yes.
if you've got someone working on, if you guys see where someone's working on it, you know, the most immersive is going to be able to use the terminology.
Mhm.
Now, with the caveat of don't go so overboard that you lose the reader.
Yes. It's all about balance, because always read back through your manuscripts. All right. And usually it's best to do it out loud. It is best to read it out loud, and then to figure out the flow. Because if you stumble upon words, if you're stumbling, your reader is going to stumble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And when you write it, when you first wrote it, your mind was saying one thing, and sometimes that does not translate to the page.
That's right. Writing is rewriting. That's what we always say.
Very much. Yes. So yeah, definitely. And and it's the same for historicals. If you're going to write a historical, because there was one book I read, and it was brilliantly written. It was beautifully written. It was about the lost colony of Roanoke.
Ooh.
And it's beautiful. Like, I'm not joking. This thing is a masterpiece in talent. However, it is so in-depth, POV, time period accurate. It is also very hard to read.
Yeah.
It is not a casual read. It is, if you're wanting Shakespeare for fun, then you'll probably like this one. Like I said, it was great. It was beautiful. I loved the story, and I loved all of it. And the fact that she was able to be this immersive is a fantastic skill. But if you're going to do that, you have to realize that you can start alienating readers, because most readers don't pick up a book to read don't pick up a modern book to read Shakespeare.
Right.
They'll pick up Dickens or Shakespeare to read that. If they're getting something modern, even a historical modern, they're wanting to enjoy and to be immersed, but not to have to go back to school to read it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. No, that's great. I'm right there with you, because a lot of times things like that I'll be reading, and then it gets difficult after a while. And so
Mhm.
then you put it down, and the likelihood of picking it back up, well, it kind of goes down. So, yes, you want to make sure that you read it out loud to yourself, make sure it flows. And if you need to switch around words, reword your sentences, chop it, just make it work, reread it again, and see if you were able to fix the flow.
Mhm. Yep, I would definitely say so. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, all right, yay. I think we covered pretty good. Yeah, because like we said, you just go, you contact people, you ask them questions, but just go and kind of immerse yourself in your area of where you're wanting to do your story and just allow your mind to envision it happening. It's the best
Mhm.
advice I can say about location scouting.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely agree. Get the more you experience, the more you can translate that experience to the page.
That's right. That's right. Yay. All right. Well, we're so excited that you're here with us. And
And we
until,
are Phoenix Women's Writers, and we'll see
yes,
you all next time.
yes. Bye.